We are back with more today's Daily Dose, and this morning we're talking about why you're tired all the time. And NBC's chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman, is here to answer your questions. Let's get to the very first one because we got a lot of good ones here. And this one's from Brittany in Boston, Massachusetts. She joins us on the phone. Okay, go ahead, Brittany. What's your question to Dr. Snyderman?
Hi, good morning. I was wondering if there are any particular medications that could be contributing to my lethargic feelings I've had more recently during the summer.
You know, you sound young, so one thing that comes up is are hormonal changes. If she's on a new birth control pill, that can make a difference. But for anyone who's on heart medications, anything for depression or anxiety, sleep aids, and drug-drug interaction is increasingly common. So the first thing I would do is say, what am I putting in my mouth? Could that possibly be playing a role here?
Okay. Brittany, is there anything more you want to add to your question?
No, that's great. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks so much. Okay. Next, we have a viewer email question from Sarah in Los Angeles, and she asks how nutrition can affect fatigue.
Well, it's interesting. We talked about sort of the iron-rich foods. Now let's sort of flip things around. Let's talk about the carbohydrate-rich foods, but not the good carbs like fruits and vegetables, the junk
like
carbs.
This stuff here.
Right. Refined white flour, sodas, pop, and, of course, in the summer for adults, white wine.
Right.
What do they all have in common? Sugar. And so sugar can be a great energy source, but it takes you really high. You get your blast, and then you crash. So if you find that you are really, really, really tired or just feel like someone sucked all the energy out of you after you had this, start to look at the kind of diet you're having, because protein it sort of keeps you from feeling hungry. Carbs give you energy, but if you're eating all protein, no carbs, you're going to feel lethargic. But if it's just the cheap carbs and nothing else, you're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. So look at an integrated diet, and this stuff is an absolute treat, not the mainstay of the diet.
The lean protein is sort of the slow burn, slow burn, but the carbs are going to be the sugar crash that you get.
That's right.
All right, next is Lori in Fort Worth, Texas. She's coming to us via Skype. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining us. And what's your question for Dr. Nancy?
Good morning. My question is it possible to sleep too much? And if it is possible to sleep too much, how much is too much?
Lori, it is possible to sleep too much, and the average that you really want to sleep is about 7 or 8 hours a night. And we worry about people who sleep 10, 11, or 12 hours because it tells me that either it's not effective sleep or it could be associated with depression. A study came out last year that said the people who sleep too much, 10, 11, 12 more hours, there's a higher rate of suicide. Now, whether that suicide is related to depression or not, you have to sort out. But absolutely, if you require more than 9 or 10 hours of sleep at night, you absolutely need to be checked in a sleep lab.
Is it true, though, as you get older, you don't need as much sleep?
No, what's true is that you need enough, but you don't get it all in one piece. So if you talk to older Americans, 60, 70, well, not 60, 70, 80, 90-year-olds, they'll say, that was a slip. They'll say, I sleep for 2 or 3 hours, I sleep well, but then I'm awake. So it's more fragmented.
Okay, let's go to our crowd outside. Maria Celeste is out there with a member who has a question for you.
That's right. We have a visitor from San Jose, California. Her name is Nancy Duaze, and she has a question for Dr. Nancy.
I own a dance studio and work with a lot of teenage girls, and I was wondering if a lack of sleep causes them to have more stress.
Well, it does, and as a mother of 2 now, just out of their teens, girls, I can tell you there are a couple things going on with teen girls. They're over-caffeinated, they're over-wired, they're stressed about school and what they're going to be when they grow up, and they are, I think, our first generation of true insomniacs. So you have to make sure those kids are not getting coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that they come off their gadgets an hour before they go to bed and read to get into sleep. Do not put a television set in your kids' room, no matter how much they badger you.
Great
and
advice.
check their cars for the kinds of stuff that we have sitting here. Our
soda,
kids are
the
cheap
candies.
carb consumers, and it all comes together and crashes, and I think keeps our kids way too wired.
Absolutely. They're way overstimulated.
Right.
Okay, finally, a viewer email question from Angie in California, and she writes, I hit snooze about 5 times before waking up. How do I get out of the habit of delaying my wake-up time, and do you think this contributes to my afternoon fatigue?
Oh, Angie. Yes. So
I'd love to be able to hit snooze.
It's back to sleep hygiene school for you.
Yeah.
So simple thing, go to bed at the same time every night, get up at the same time every day, and establish that routine as much as you can, even on weekends. And for whatever you have to do, put that alarm clock across the room so that there's no way to reach over and smash it. Get up, walk across the room, turn it off,
crawl back into bed,
and then head right to the bathroom.
All right.
And turn on the lights.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman, great segments. Thank you very much for being here.
You bet.